For this video, we'll be looking at differences between the Sharpe ratio and the Treynor ratio, or what's called the Sharpe measure and the Treynor's measure. So basically, by focusing on the Sharpe ratio firstly, so we can see the Sharpe ratio, basically it measures the portfolio risk premium, then it is divided by the standard deviation. So the numerator, basically, you are looking at the premium that is being generated by the portfolio, then divided by the standard deviation. The standard deviation basically measures the total risk in the economy. It measures the total risk of the portfolio of the asset, basically. Yeah, then we have Treynor ratio, same numerator, basically measuring the return, the risk premium or the portfolio risk premium that was generated. Then we have the denominator, which is basically beta. So beta basically measures just systematic risk. So we use Sharpe measure for total risk, then we use Treynor measure for systematic risk. So we'll take a quick example on how to calculate both the Sharpe ratio and the Treynor's ratio. So the example we have here basically is the following data are available relating to the performance of Ben's stock fund. So we have the average return, we have the standard deviation, we have the beta, and we have the risk-free return. So according to the Sharpe ratio, so the formula is basically the return of the portfolio. So come here, so we have the return of the portfolio. The return of the portfolio is basically 16%. We have 16% there, minus then the risk-free rate. So this is the risk-free return, which is 4%. So we have that there, then divided by the total risk, which is measured by standard deviation. So we come here and we have standard deviation of 26%. Standard deviation of 26%. If we impute this in our calculator, so we have 0.16 minus 0.04 divided by 0.26. So we have our Sharpe ratio, our Sharpe measure to be 0.4615. So we have that to be 0.16 equals to 0.4615. Yeah, 4615. That's for the Sharpe ratio or the Sharpe measure. If we want to do the same thing, if we want to calculate for Treynor's ratio also, so we have the same numerator, just now that this is just measuring the systematic risk, which is denoted by beta. So what's the beta of the portfolio? So the beta of the portfolio is basically 1.15 equals to, so the same thing we have here. So just go down here. Just change the numerator there, 1.15. So we are equals to, so this gives us 0.1043 equals to 0.1043. So we have our Treynor's ratio and our Sharpe ratio here. So basically what we see from this, or what we can deduce from this, is basically we are looking at the performance of a portfolio, not of an individual asset or of a security. We're looking at it in terms of the portfolio, the overall portfolio. Remember, a portfolio is basically a series or a basket of various security or various assets. So we are looking at it in terms of a portfolio. Same thing applies for Treynor's measures also. We are looking at it in terms of portfolio. Lastly, so we have our Sharpe measure, which is going to be left like this. Then we have our Treynor's measure, which can also be converted to percentage. So we can convert this to percentage. So we have 10.43%. So for your Sharpe ratio or for your Sharpe measure, you leave it alone this small. Or for your Treynor measure or your Treynor ratio, you can either convert it to percentage, which is mostly preferred, or you can also leave it in decimal also. But this is basically in ratio terms, so it's going to be left alone like this. Thank you very much for meeting me.